Meredith is really leaving Grey's Anatomy. In today's video, we're exploring the possible consequences of Meredith's departure from the series and how it might happen. Discover the decision that could change the show's future in today's video. This video took a lot of effort to create, so please help by clicking the like button and subscribing. Also, share your thoughts in the comments. What would your reaction be to Meredith Grey's death? Throughout all the seasons of Grey's Anatomy, one constant in Meredith Grey's life has been her closeness to death. From the moment we first met her in the pilot episode, through personal and professional tragedies, Meredith has proven herself a survivor. However, with the recent developments in the series and the news that Ellen Pompeo will only appear in a few episodes this season, many fans are wondering, is it time for a definitive goodbye? Perhaps Meredith won't survive until the end of the season. First, let's remember how often Meredith has been on the brink of death in various moments. One of the most iconic examples was the drowning episode in season 3. Meredith was helping save ferry boat accident victims when she was accidentally pushed into the water. She gave up fighting for her life, but the efforts of the Seattle Grace doctors brought her back. Even then, the show highlighted her unique relationship with the idea of living or dying. That episode not only revealed her vulnerability, but also underscored the strength of her bonds with her team and Derek Shepherd. Another unforgettable moment was the hospital shooting at the end of season 6. Meredith's courage was tested when she offered to save Derek, even though she was pregnant. The stress of the situation led to a miscarriage, showcasing how far she was willing to go for the people she loved. The plane crash in season 8 was another turning point in her life. Though she survived, she lost beloved people like Lexi Gray and Mark Sloan. These moments emphasize that Meredith's survival has always been accompanied by significant losses. Now, with Ellen Pompeo stepping back as the protagonist and only making occasional appearances, it's impossible not to speculate about the reasons behind this decision. Perhaps the idea is to prepare fans for Meredith Grey's permanent absence. By limiting her appearances, the writers might be steering the storyline toward a gradual farewell, softening the emotional blow for viewers. There's also the matter of Meredith's family. Throughout the series, she fought to build a home for her children, something she never fully had growing up. Perhaps by removing Meredith from the story definitively, but keeping her children and other characters like Amelia Shepherd, Maggie Pierce, and Zola Gray Shepherd, the show aims to preserve part of her legacy. Even if Meredith is no longer physically present, her influence could live on through her family and the friends who carry her memory. Additionally, Grey's Anatomy has a history of handling the departures of major characters. When Derek Shepherd died, it was devastating, but it also allowed for narrative renewal, letting Meredith move forward and face new challenges. Maybe that's what the writers are planning now, ending Meredith's arc in a dignified, impactful way while giving space for new characters to shine. Of course, as a fan, thinking about Meredith's death is incredibly painful. She is the heart of Grey's Anatomy. However, the idea of her journey ending tragically also makes sense within the narrative's context. Meredith has always been surrounded by tragedies and challenges, yet also by courage and resilience. If her farewell does happen, it could be another chapter in this story of struggle and triumph. A practical factor to consider is that Ellen Pompeo has been part of the series since 2005, and 19 seasons is an incredible achievement for any actor. Perhaps it's time for her to move on, and ending Meredith's story with a fitting conclusion would be a way to honor her contribution to the series and the fans who followed her for so many years. Even so, is Meredith's death really the best choice? After all, it would have many consequences. First, it's essential to acknowledge the immediate emotional impact her loss would have on the main characters. Maggie Pierce and Amelia Shepherd, Meredith's sisters, would face yet another devastating loss. For Maggie, it could trigger an existential crisis, given her history of abandonment. Amelia, who has overcome numerous traumas throughout the series, might see old demons resurface, affecting her roles as a mother and professional. In the family context, Zola, Bailey, and Ellis would lose the central figure of their lives. Meredith has been their protector, mentor, and source of inspiration. Zola, as the eldest, might face the burden of taking on additional responsibilities while coping with grief. This could open new storylines about how each child processes the loss and how other characters, like Miranda Bailey or Richard Webber, step in to fill the emotional void. At Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital, Meredith's absence would create both a professional and symbolic vacuum. As the chief of general surgery, she is a living legend for the residents and a source of guidance for her colleagues. Her death could spark intense competition among the doctors vying for her position, leading to internal conflicts and debates about who is worthy of her legacy. Simultaneously, it could open space for new protagonists like Joe Wilson or Levi Schmidt to take on more prominent roles in the series. Narratively, Meredith's death could serve as a catalyst for significant changes in the plot. While it might allow the series to explore new dynamics among the remaining characters, it also risks alienating viewers who see Meredith as the show's core. Balancing respect for her legacy with the need to keep the story fresh would require careful planning from the writers. For the audience, Meredith's death would mark a definitive transition. Since the series' beginning, she has been the connection between viewers and the Grey's Anatomy universe. Her personal and professional growth has inspired millions worldwide. Some fans might stop watching, feeling the show's essence is lost, while others might be drawn in, curious to see how the story evolves without its historical protagonist. Perhaps the writers will choose a less final solution, like sending Meredith off on a new adventure, leaving the door open for future returns. After all, goodbyes are hard, but in a show like Grey's Anatomy, where hope always finds a way to prevail, anything is possible. What's your opinion? Comment below.